Boom! What's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Perfect Bag. My name's Clint, and today we've got a fun video for you. It's a maker spotlight, and we're going to look at a lot of bags. So stick around. I'm going to talk to you about one of my 5 favorite makers in the world for bags. That's right. Thinking about doing that video soon. Let me know what you think. I think it might be time for my 5 favorite bag makers in the world. Okay, so one of them, spoiler alert, is featured in this video, and it is Dsptch. Dsptch out of San Francisco. It's a designed and made in the USA company, fantastic stuff. And what I really like about this company, they make gear that is built to last, and they really push forward design from I guess the best way I can describe this, go look at the bags, and we're going to see some bags, of course, but kind of a streetwear meets modernism, meets minimalist, meets heritage. It's very design forward. It's very now, and it's evolved over time. So we're actually going to take a look at some of the evolution that's gone on with Dsptch through looking at some of their bags. I've got quite a few bags from Dsptch. Again, on this channel, these bags were not provided with affiliate links and all that. I've purchased these bags, and some of them are pretty expensive. Dsptch is not a low-end brand, it's a high-end brand, positioned as such in terms of high design, but also with quality of the materials that they're using. Let's get into it. We're going to start with a book bag, okay? And this actually was called the book bag. And I've got 2 different versions of this bag. It is and I've shown this once before on the channel, but I'm excited to pull it out again today. So this book bag from Book Pouch, might have been called the book bag, but whatever. It is a very slim, minimalist bag, and it's just got a pouch up front, but the simple design belies the intention to detail within the materials and choices that they've made. The little pocket up here is, featuring magnetic fidlocks, which, was not the industry go-to at that point and still hasn't really evolved into that. But we've got up front here these fidlock pockets with an elasticized pouch. So, pretty darn cool, exciting stuff. And inside here, you've got 2 slip pockets already eschewing. Look it up, eschewing the pin slots and credit card slots, even in this fairly early bag from Dsptch. They always have these rubberized zipper pulls with their sunburst, maybe a Corona logo, maybe it's a widget, maybe it's take a look. I'm not 100% sure, but it is a cool logo, and it always is imprinted on these custom rubberized zipper pulls for their YKK zippers. You do have attachment points at the bottom, not compression straps, but attachment points to toss a jacket or whatever. And then inside the bag itself, a very simple design. You have a slip pocket and a slip pocket, so laptop, tablet, and then a zippered pocket up front for cords. And on the back, a nice, sufficient harness system, very comfortable with a very good back panel. The straps themselves can detach as well. So all in all, a really interesting bag and a really nice starting point into a conversation about Dsptch, because the materials are good, the form is simple but unique, and the materials are upscale and trending towards experimental. Experimental is an interesting word when you're talking about Dsptch, right? And by the way, this is what that bag came in. Dsptch Design and Manufacturing Company, little drawstring bag, very nice, elegant attention to detail. Let's keep moving into the history of this company. This is the Dsptch Day Pack. Now, the Dsptch Day Pack is one of my favorite designs of a simple day pack backpack day bag solution out there in the market. It is, for me, I don't think it ever reached iconic for broader than the super premium niche of the industry, but man, oh man, This thing is what I want a bag to be. It's what I want a backpack to look like, to feel like, and to function like. I've added the yellow details here. It did not come with that, but this is a collaboration version of the Dsptch Day Pack. There are lots of different versions out there of this bag. Most notably, there are the R&D, research and development, R&D, versions of these bags, and a lot of the Dsptch bags will have R&D versions of the bag. Those are usually with Dyneema or more experimental modern, like I almost said Eco Pack. So X-Pack and Dyneema and some of the more modern materials, some ultra materials, etc. Sailcloth type stuff, mountaineering type stuff, the cutting edge. That's what the R&D line stands for. They are priced up, but they do have a couple more features always, and they're really, really cool. This is not an R&D version. This is a collaboration version of the Day Pack. And what's going on with this one is that you have heritage materials blended in. So you have a suede bottom on this bag, and then you have the Cordura outer. So really cool. It's got just a zippered pocket up here, and then inside here there's a couple of it's gonna be hard to see, I'm not doing camera 2 in this review, but you've got a zippered pocket and you've got some elastic stays in here for your gear. On the side you have a fairly useless but nice design compression strap. I shouldn't say useless, unneeded. And then on the back you have a very nice laptop pocket for a 15-inch laptop. You have a really comfortable harness with a good back panel and load lifters and sternum strap. Really, really nice. It is actually fairly close to the same exact harness system that's on this bag, but a little bit of a wider stance on the bag. It's on the straps themselves. So it's a cool bag. And then on the interior, the main compartment of this bag, you've got the same exact layout as the last one we looked at. You've got the like a big laptop pocket, and then you've got a slip pocket down here, and then on the front you have a zippered pocket for cords, mouses, or whatever you want to carry with you. But all in all, just a gorgeous bag. It is a little bit on the floppy side, which is fine for a light day pack like this, but gorgeous bag. My favorite version of this bag, and it is kind of a unicorn, grail, whatever for me, that I've always been looking for. There was, I might not get the exact collaboration right, but there was a waxed canvas collaboration version of this bag, which was made with a company 13 or 16. I can't remember the name of the company, but it was, gosh, 10 years ago. And it's a gorgeous bag. I've always wanted one. I'm always on the lookout for one of those. Let me know if you see one or if you have one and you want to trade. I want that bag. Okay, so really like this collaboration version though. And collaboration is another one of these things that Dsptch does, not to make, piles of gobs of money, because they don't mark these up incredibly. Like this one was the same price as a normal day pack, but to push the envelope and work with cool people, which is what collaboration really should actually be about. They also produced in this series this bag, and this is the shoulder pack. And you can start to see some commonalities in design here. So it's one of the things I like to geek out about on bags. You can see the design language of Dsptch. So check this out. This is, as we talked about, the book bag. This is the shoulder bag. And at the bottom here, you have the same design language with this front pouch. You've got the fidlock that pulls up, and then underneath, in this one, you had 2 slip pockets with stretch. And in this one, you have 2 slip pockets with stretch. The only difference being that this one is bisected. And then you have the attachment points on the bottom. So this is like they took the bottom half of the book pouch and made it into a shoulder bag, which is really cool. It's a very comfortable bag to wear. It's a great little medium to small size laptop sling shoulder bag. It's, it's actually very comfortable. It's a cool bag. So some really fun stuff, and this one's actually still for sale. That's how non-limited edition their collaborations are. This one's still for sale. I'll put the link in the video description, and if you want to nab it, you can nab it. But it's a really, really cool bag from, again, one of my favorite makers ever, Dsptch. So let's proceed, and let's proceed a little bit into the future. These bags that we've seen so far are a little bit older, some of them out of print, some of them available but no longer being actively made. Let's move towards where Dsptch is now. They've just revamped some of their core principles around their backpacks. So there's some new stuff on the site. Don't have those yet, but I wanted to show you, and you've seen this bag before. This is the Unit Large Sling Pouch, and this is an R&D edition in coyote and olive and white with aqua guard zippers with these really sweet custom zipper pulls. And then inside you've got pocketing, you've got key leashes. It's just a really cool sling bag to wear, more of a sacoche, but it is a really, really nice, convenient carry. It's got pocketing for phone, backup battery, AirPods, sunglasses. This is a great beat around everyday bag, and it's made of these super modern materials, and it's got a very striking look, and it's thin and it's light and it form fits to your side if you're wearing it on your side or your chest or your back. But it's really, really a nice, I would call, accessory article of clothing bag. It kind of blurs the line. It definitely feels like more than just kind of a fanny pack situation. It definitely, you feel the design intention, and when you wear it, it feels, what's the right word? It feels like a part of your outfit, a part of your clothes, more than a bag you're just grabbing. I hope that makes sense to everybody. But this is the one generation ago version of this bag. I told you Dsptch is innovating, constantly innovating. They're looking for how do they push the envelope. They're looking for how do they stay. If you're going to be a cutting edge design company, you can't stay in one place very long. The cutting edge, the bleeding edge of any industry moves, and it moves faster than you would ever think that it could. And so if you're going to stay ahead, if you're going to stay ahead of the general population and stay cutting edge and stay forward, you've got to move fast. And so this is where they've gone next. So this is the Unit Sling Pouch now, okay? And they've got a shoulder bag now, and then this large sling pouch, and I just gotta say, it is. Let's take a minute. I'll do a full review of this soon, but let's just take a minute and look at this son of a gun, okay? So it looks gorgeous. Again, it wraps. It feels, you can wear it under a jacket. You can wear it slung around. You can wear it as a side bag. It's just gorgeous. And then the attention to detail with some of these materials. Like you've got a crystal clear fidlock attachment point here. You've got this gorgeous, gorgeous modern coyote material. And then you've got translucent pocketing on the inside of the bag. There's just a lot to love about what they've done here. On the back of the bag, you've got funky chunky buckling, and then so just attention to detail. Take a moment, see what you notice here. You've got the coyote blending in across to this super nice shiny seatbelt olive material. So this is not as shiny, it's a more rough texture. And then in between, they have added this little tongue, this little burst of a rust orange. And it's literally not attached to anything. It's a design element, and it just bridges the gap between the coyote and the olive and adds a little splash of visual interest under the pull buckle here for adjustment of the sling. It's that kind of attention to detail that moves this bag maker for me from, just making cool bags like a company, let's say like Nomadic. Nothing wrong with Nomadic, but making bags, and they're largely making the same bag over and over and over again in different sizes, and it works. And then they'll, collaborate with a famous person and make a slightly different version of the same bag. But Dsptch is doing so much more. They're really challenging the status quo. They're really pushing out interesting products. They've got, I've shown you before, the vertical sling pouch that kind of rides like almost like a gun holster on one side of your chest. They've got so many different cool, I urge you, click the links. I'm gonna put the links in the video description. You've got to go click the links and you've got to check out this bag company. And again, I'm not paid by Dsptch. I don't make any money when you click on those links. I just want you to go see a cool bag company with interesting designers with a point of view on what carry can and should be moving forward into the future. Like this is not the bag that I would have carried even 5 years ago. This is not the bag that I would have carried 5 years ago. This is the bag that I would have carried 5 years ago. But you can see we're kind of going back in time here, but at every stop, Dsptch has been 2 years ahead of the meta, let's say, okay? So while everybody else is making right now kind of the sling bags that Air makes, AER, and repeating on that theme, or making a chunky, blocky rectangle with a strap. And now, as we move towards the future, folks are going to be patterning after Lululemon, which is making some of the best-selling belt bags in the world right now. So everybody else is looking at what sells and then getting into that lane to get a piece of that pie, right? Companies like Dsptch are critically important and near and dear to my heart, because it's what I'm trying to do with this channel, is go a different direction, show different stuff, look at different things. Dsptch, make different things. Look at what people will want 5 years from now. Think about the bleeding cutting edge of what people are wearing in the places where they are pushing the envelope from a fashion standpoint. But I gotta say, that's the distinction that makes me absolutely bonkers about following along with this company's journey. It ain't just fashion. There's a lot of high fashion bags out there. Some European brands, some Japanese brands of note, but they are 90% fashion and 10% bag in terms of functionality, usefulness, usability. Dsptch is a good solid 50-50. High fashion and really, really functional and a joy to use from a bag standpoint. I think the only other company that kind of fits exactly into this niche for me is Orbit Gear out of Indonesia. Also a company that is making tech wear, streetwear, forward looking, but also damn good bags, like damn good bags. Same thing with Dsptch. You will not regret buying a bag from Dsptch. You will need to potentially save up for a bag from Dsptch. And I guess this is the only downside, is when you're based in San Francisco, whether you are, Air or Mission Workshop or Dsptch or et cetera, your bags, they're pricey. They're pricey because your overhead is pricey. But I'm not sure, without being in San Francisco, where there are so many future forward companies, bike commuters, close on the West Coast to Asia. I'm not sure if you don't live there. Another city like this is Tokyo. Another city like this is Melbourne. Like, there are places that are looking to the future constantly, and that the population is embracing that, and it can support this kind of incubator mentality from an entrepreneurial design standpoint. They're not playing it safe. So enough of me waxing poetic about Dsptch. I showed you 5 bags today. I've got like 5 more Dsptch bags. We can't make this a 3-hour video, but I wanted to give you the sampler platter. You go check them out. It's a brand I think you'll fall in love with. And even if you don't snag a bag, give them a follow in the social medias that you use, because you'll want to see the creative process. You'll want to see how they're partnering in their local community. You'll want to see how they view their company in terms of design house versus soft goods manufacturer. Like, how do they think about themselves, and how does that DNA impact what ends up being produced by the company and design studio? All right, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this kind of meandering walk through a tour of another maker. Maker spotlights are a fun part of this channel for me. They tend to underperform versus bag reviews, but I'm committed to continuing to look at and explore some of the coolest makers around. Again, everybody, thank you for the love and the support, and we will see you next time. Bye for now.